Drama on the high seas. Commandos storm a ship with hundreds of passengers on board.
Dead bodies were piling up, people frantically trying to stem the flow of blood.
They said it was a peace mission bringing aid to the people of Gaza, a claim disputed by the Israelis.
They're trying to kill each and every single one of us, and we were just defending our lives.
Self-defense or excessive force? What really happened that night? It all started in the calm blue waters of the Med, but 3 months on, the global storm over Israel's blockade of Gaza is still continuing. Israel was accused of breaking international law by seizing a Turkish ship in an action in which 9 people died. Now, Israel says they were terrorists, but Turkey insists they were innocent victims. With several inquiries underway, Panorama's Jane Corbin has important new evidence from both sides to piece together the real story for the first time.
The elite Israeli force which seized the Mavi Marmara is training for its next operation. I've had unique access to this top-secret unit. Naval Commando 13 has never been filmed by the media in action before. Israel says these commandos had to fight for their lives on the ship that night. Turkey accuses Israel of an act of piracy. They called it Operation Sea Breeze, but what these Israeli naval commandos encountered on the Mavi Marmara was anything but a breeze. It caused a storm of international condemnation. But did Israel fall into a trap? And what was the real agenda of some of those people who called themselves peace activists on board the Free Gaza flotilla?
They carried metal rods, and they carried chainsaws and knives and axes, and they used all of them.
These people came as peace activists, and now we're facing them as terrorists.
We've got hold of new Israeli military video of the operation, and CCTV and other pictures from the ship, some seized by the Israelis, others given to us by those on board.
Several of our commandos got taken. We saw people being thrown overboard, or we saw them being hit.
9 Turks died, 50 passengers were wounded, and 9 Israeli soldiers. The man who carried out Israel's military investigation has spoken exclusively to Panorama.
They were committed to kill and to be killed. Under these kind of circumstances, in a very complex area like a ship, the results are surprisingly low.
The deaths are surprisingly low.
Yes.
But of course that's not the way the world sees it, the Islamic world in particular.
The world does not necessarily want to know what exactly happened.
When the Mavi Marmara left Istanbul, its mission was to break the Israeli naval blockade of Gaza and bring aid to the Palestinian enclave. The ship sailed under the banner of the Free Gaza movement, the largest vessel in a flotilla of 6. There were 600 activists aboard, including 28 from the UK and many more from Europe.
They know and the world know that we are a peaceful mission.
There were TV reporters and a camera team from a group called Cultures of Resistance making a film. Their footage is key to understanding what really happened. The media was a crucial part of the plan to focus the world's attention on the blockade. The Free Gaza coordinator on board was Lubna Musawa.
Media is part of the story. Media is one of the tools that we did use to put the attention in Gaza. Our goal is to open a way to Gaza.
Here in Gaza, the problem's not so much a lack of food or medicine. There's no easy access in and out, no economic life because of the Israeli embargo. Hamas, which rules here, refuses to recognize Israel's right to exist. Militants have fired thousands of rockets at civilian targets in Israel in the past few years. People are forced to recycle rubble to rebuild houses. Israel allows in hardly any cement and steel, in case they're used to make weapons and bunkers. The Turkish government and many Turkish charities support Hamas.
Whenever you go, you will find the Turkish flag everywhere, because these people showing this appreciation for the support from Turkey, and a strong position of the government supporting the Palestinians.
The Mavi Marmara's mission was organized by the IHH, a Turkish humanitarian organization. There were 90 IHH volunteers on board from all over Turkey. Amongst them, Fatih Kovaktan and a friend.
Anyone with a conscience, not just Muslims, needed to take some aid to Gaza.
There's an enforced embargo on Gaza, and I believe the whole world keeps silent about it.
The IHH invited fellow Islamists from across the Arab world. Several of them made speeches against Israel on board. Then the head of the IHH, Bülent Yıldırım, turned up the rhetoric. I went to talk to Mr. Yıldırım at the charity's headquarters in the most Islamic area of Istanbul. The IHH isn't just known for their humanitarian work. Western authorities have accused them of having links to terrorist organizations. They strongly deny this.
You said that if they, the Israelis, board the ship, we will throw them into the sea. Isn't that a provocation to be saying that to your followers on the ship?
Çok doğru söyledik. Orada
I spoke correctly there. I spoke beautifully. I watched it again afterwards. Israel stole these images from us, but we're not denying it. If we organized another boat and Israel attempted to illegally invade it, we'd use our right to passive resistance. We'd throw them into the sea.
Onu kendi mülkümüze sokmayız, yine denize atarız.
The IHH has close ties to politicians and to the government in Turkey, which is led by a former Islamist party. The charity bought the Mavi Marmara from a government-owned ferry company. Turkish MPs planned to join the ship. They were only warned off after diplomatic pressure from Israel.
The Turkish warship was escorting this flotilla for days in a very close range, listened to what is happening, observing what is happening. It could not happen unless the Turkish government gave a certain green light to this kind of activity.
Turkey denies accusations that it had any involvement in the Mavi Marmara's mission.